So if you have a Nexus 4, LG Nexus 4, that you need to replace the screen or battery, or let's rip the whole phone apart, let's get to it. Need your crappy tools that you get normally with them. Make sure the phone's off on the bottom. Find the right size Torx bit. Undo them. Don't drop the screwdriver. And the reason I'm doing it inside a box here is you don't lose any of the screws, because these things are small and expensive if you lose them. Well, if you can find them. Sometimes they get stuck in the housing. This back housing was new but came cracked, as you see. Few options to get those out when they're stuck, which normally don't have this issue. Just get a screwdriver and try and pry them out. Not like that. That's definitely I'm gonna have to do this again. This sucks. Definitely unscrewed. Prying tool. I'll have to edit the fuck out of this. There we go. So you gotta pry it out. It's stuck in there. It's not supposed to be, but I assume that's an aftermarket back case, that's why. Chinese shit. Especially since it came broken. See? Just pried those two out. Normally you shouldn't have to do that. Let me get your little wedge tool and watch around the ports. Oh, one thing I didn't do. I'm gonna have to grab a tool. Let's take the SIM card slot out. This one is an aftermarket one. I have one that came with the phone, or any paper clip or pin will do. Take your SIM cards out, then continue to pry around. And if you haven't done this before and it's a brand new phone, it really is difficult, so just take your time. You don't want to break anything. So, back cover off. You can see there's the battery, all a bunch of screws, has a speaker and all that. We're going to strip it right down. This requires a Phillips. And these battery screws, you really have to be careful. Because they like to strip. Always keep your screws organized, because there is 4 different kinds of screws in this phone. 2 Torx for underneath, the 2 batteries, the ones for the cover and the ones for the bottom here. So with that, there's the battery. This is your antenna, which I'm going to take off right here. Just use your flathead. Just pops on there. Just pry it off. Like so. Just make sure the light's good. And then you need to commence on taking out all these screws. Group them all together so you don't mix them up. Probably in that Windows program I can do a speed up thing. Yes, no, Jeffrey? Don't forget the one near the battery. Cause that's what it'll probably do, just make it speed up. With those out, then you can pry this plastic off. Just be careful not to break it. It just slides off like that. So put that in there, and that's got your speaker there. Let's do a complete strip down. So, right under here, 2 silver screws. As things fling around. These are cheap screwdrivers that you get when you buy the kits. There's the 2 silver ones. So, try and use the wedge tool. This thing's normally in here pretty tight. Use the flathead screwdriver. There we go. Out comes that. This is an expensive piece. And you can see your charge port right there connected to the board. So if you wanted to take this off the screen, you take off that there. This and this. This is your digitalizer. And then be very careful taking out the motherboard. Oh, don't forget to take the camera off here. And that's your motherboard. That's your front camera. And that is your earphone piece. So let's take a break and put this all back together with a new screen, new battery, new charge port. So with your phone all now completely taken apart, I pulled the charge port out. Got a brand new one right there. This is the old screen. Here's the brand new one. So this will start to go back together. There's a few key pieces you need to watch to make sure you put back in the phone. There's these side buttons that you need. It might be hard to get out. You need to put these in on the sides and make sure you put them the right way. Be very careful. Really helps to have small hands. They do fit into little slots, so it's not that hard. Never had one with so much, everything taped down so much. Oh, see, just pulling that off, jump my button in. If the prongs stay up, tweezers might even help doing this. It jumps. It's like a Mexican jumping bean. I'm going to do this again. So with your old screen off, there's a few key pieces you need to take off, like the side buttons. Put on your new one, which is right here. They have little slots they fit in. They're really can be difficult to put in. Especially if you put them in the wrong way. Okay, so it just drops in. And the other side. This is your volume and on-off buttons. Goes. It's being a little floats around this one a bit more than the other one. So that's that. This doesn't need to be there. You need to get your camera out. Just normally pops out of this. There it goes, pops out. So make sure you put that in. That's your front camera. And you need to get your earphones. That just pops off like that. And sits in here. That's for your battery. Makes it really stuck in there. So time to put your motherboard back in. Actually, you should put your camera in after. So put the motherboard in carefully. Now put your front camera in and not have it jump out. Make sure you connect everything, just like I have to put that back in. Like I missed right here, you have to make sure you get that earphone plug. Right there. Go on the motherboard. Find a square for that. See, just have to make sure that stays up. These are your digitalizer for your screen, so that can now go down, down. They touch and do something. So with all that, oh wow, I even got a cover on the bottom here. A little tedious to pull off. Now I'm going to open the new charge port. It sits in like so. It's a bit of a bend you need to do to it and push into the bottom of the board here. Now you need the antenna, which I have here. This is sometimes tedious. You have to try and get it centered on and push down. That one went on easy. And there's a little spot for the antenna to sit right there. Just need to make sure goes on right, which can be tedious again. I haven't done one of these phones in a while, so oh, thought it clicked. There we go. Just push that antenna over here like it's supposed to clip in. And it goes through the side there. Now you need this bottom piece, which again can be very tight going in. And these use silver screws. You can't mix them up. They did do a good job with that. So it's new charge port in. Make sure you don't strip them. Make sure they're tight down. So with that, need your back cover, which you might want to take off your battery thing there. That's kind of glued down, so oh, before I forget, this thing fell out. Once it's all in, it'll hold it in. There we go. The trick with this is you have to angle it, I believe, like this, because it really grabs onto these things here. Kind of give it a bit of a push down, and that actually went remarkably well. Hear the little clicks. That's a bunch of these Phillips head black screws. Find all the holes. At least most of them. Okay. Again, this is glued, so make sure that stays over. Brand new LG battery, not aftermarket. Key with this, push this down, then try and keep the antenna over, just like so. And get the two battery screws. Sometimes it's easier to put them on or not. Very short. Take that one back. New battery. There's a few missing screws, but that's fine. All you have to do now is put the back case back on. If you change these, you have to make sure you put the buttons back in too. So, this pops in. Don't know what that is. Oh, something for the surround on the frame. Okay. Then put your two Torx bit batteries in. Tighten up. I might have just lost that. Got a spare. Having difficulty. I already have one in there, that's why. Took a little bit of finesse. And with everything back in order now, hold down the power button, and there we go. And then we'll go on to, when it boots up, the factory reset this. So brand new battery, brand new charge port, brand new screen. Loading up now. There's the old screen. See, it takes a little bit, but it's not that long. There it goes. So now to factory reset, press the power and down button, I believe. Or you can just go into settings. So let's just go, as I have to see what I'm doing. We'll try and do this your way. So go into here, over settings, go down, data access time, backups and reset. Been a while. Factory data reset. Erase everything. Be like a new phone. Powering off. You always make sure you have so much of a battery with this, and I can guarantee it by plugging my charge port in. But the battery's already half full. Brand new OEM battery. So now it's going to factory reset, as you see. And then you'll have like a brand new factory phone, everything done to it, as you see in the screen now. I'll let it go and you can see it go, but I'll probably just fast forward through it, and that's it.